I'm back at it again, guys. It's a curse, I tell ya. How's it going, Bounty Alchemists? It's been a while. Specifically, it's been like a few weeks. But I'm back at it once again. And this time, with more consistency. Hopefully. With Doki Doki Blue Skies, a mod for Doki Doki Literature Club. I don't even know why I say that name weird every time. But yeah, I just, this mod came out about a week and a half ago, I'd say. And I believe there's already a new patch that I could download. But I believe I got this before I went on my trip to Idaho a couple of weeks ago. Or actually, well, no. What am I saying? I'm contradicting already. Fuck. But yeah, this is a ddlc mod, and I am going to play this for you guys today with some awesome voice acting by myself. And hopefully we have a good time. And from what I can tell by the original art here, I actually don't know what this mod is all about. I booted this up a few times, but that was just because I needed to test to see if it actually worked. And sure enough, it did. ddlc mods aren't really terribly difficult to install. You gotta replace them game files and bam, you get so many mods. So many mods for ddlc. And if any of you were here for my last stream a few weeks ago, for my first ever awesome ASMR stream, unlike that stream, if I sound a little different right now, that is because I got a new, I believe it's called like a scissor arm mic stand for my desk. Because originally I had, the microphone that I have is a, to be technical here for just a second, I used to use, well, I still use the Audio-Technica AT2020 mic, and it comes with a little tripod stand. And that was useful because, for one thing, I did not have to really waste any money to buy a separate microphone stand. But that also meant that I kind of had to hunch myself over, because this is a studio mic, and since it is a studio mic, I still have to talk pretty damn close to just make myself audible enough. But with this new scissor arm mic stand thing, I can be both comfortable and audible at the same time. So yeah, that's a little update for my setup for those who don't follow me on Twitter. And yeah, today is purely just to get back into the swing of things, since I haven't streamed for the last few weeks. I'm going to be showing this off today, and tomorrow I'm probably just going to play a little bit of Mario Maker 2 action, which I don't think I have done on this channel yet, considering I'm a big Mario fan as well. And let me know if you guys want more mod showcases like this for ddlc, because I wouldn't really mind. But I do have another game that I want to play. It's another big game, another RPG that I want to play starting next Monday. Not gonna say, but it's a classic that got re-released on Steam recently. It's only $20. If you know what I'm talking about, then you earn yourself mighty fine. You can have Sayori's ice cream, or one of Natsuki's cookies. I don't know. You can have one of those. And yeah, let me know if the volume levels are okay, chat. I much appreciate that. Yeah, I think I fucked around with text speed already. I'm kind of worried about what these settings entail here. Skip Halloween and censor the nudity. Well, censor nudity if I don't really want to get banned on my first day back after such a long time. Skip Halloween, I know it's Halloween, but I still don't want to get banned if there's nudity or ketchup involved, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I think the developer of this mod said that some of the menus, like the music and extras, are broken for some reason. So they're gonna fix that soon. As far as I've heard from the YouTubes. And I think with that, we're not gonna waste any more time. I'm going into this blind. I probably should have included that in the title, but this is Twitch. So I could choose to be professional or not. Blind run through of Doki Doki. Blue Skies Estato. Oh yeah, we can choose a name. Chat, I'm gonna give you about a minute to decide if you have a name in mind for me, while I think of one, just in case. Yeah, I already have one in mind, but chat's the choice, if anyone's around. I'm about to start typing. Actually, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I could just go with my name, but I think for this, we'll just have a little bit of fun. So, or actually, I got a better idea. Mordecai, for those who don't know, is kind of a simp. Also, Regular Show is a good show, by the way. Yeah, assuming we're a guy and all, and have a harem. Just go. Okay, I'll turn this down to 21. Okay. Let's go. Actually. Logic. Now let's go. Dots. More dots. What's this? This shouldn't be possible. Why am I here? How am I here? Is this Monica? Did you bring me back? Oh yeah, it is Monica. Monica. I don't see any other explanation. Why? We've already established that there's no happiness here. So why? Huh? Why can't I look at the script? Something's wrong. You didn't do anything, did you? Don't you understand? Are you trying to mess things up even more? How did you... Wait, I know. You've installed a mod, haven't you? That's why everything has been changed. Don't you think it's time to let us all go? What? You want everything to be like it, how it should have been? But... Dimo, you really care about them, don't you? I wish... never mind. If you really want to do it, I won't stop you. I've been fighting to take control of this game again. But if you want to play through the mod, then... well, I'll succumb to Mod-kun's control. So, do you want me to allow the mod's activation? I'm kind of curious what happens if I say no. Does it just... Okay. Well, I was expecting more funnier dialogue. But it just turns out it just crashes my game. It kind of reminds me of Persona 5 in the beginning. It's like, yeah, are you sure you want to play this game? No? Okay. Oh, and it... okay. That... I don't know why I find that so funny. Is this... I'm pretty sure this is different. Okay. Alright. I knew it. Mordecai, the simp. Or whatever your name actually is. No, it really is Mordecai. I swear. I truly hope that you can find happiness with your choice. Sigh. Oh, now I'm me again. All right. I lay in bed. Not my bed. It's just some bed. Motionless and staring up at the blank white ceiling. Last night was dreadful. The sound of thunder kept me up for hours. But today's another day, I guess. Let's just hope that it's at least a bit better. With another sigh, I begrudgingly drag myself out of bed and groggily begin the monotony of my daily routine. Making my way to the kitchen, I haphazardly rummage through the cupboards looking for something to eat. Unfortunately, there's no tasty homemade breakfast awaiting me, because my parents hate me for some reason. I mean, ever since my parents' divorce, I've just been living off of whatever I find in the kitchen. I live with my mom, but she's always taking business trips abroad. Plus, the artists for this game didn't have time to draw a model, so yeah, there was no budget. So for the most part, it's pretty much just me at home. It's lonely, but I manage. Although I do miss the smell of bacon and eggs in the morning. Breakfast used to be a family thing. Dad would read the newspaper at the kitchen table, while Mom would stand at the stove and fry up her famous sunny-side-up eggs. I prefer scramble, thank you. This is already not accurate to me. But all of that feels like a long-forgotten memory. Well, at least breakfast is sorted calorie empty? Calorie empty. Oh, okay. I don't know if that's probably a pun that I don't get out of the many ones I know. Not exactly the best starts of the day, but it'll do. I do my own shopping since Mom's never home, but I usually stick to buying the bare necessities. The ease of using pre-made stuff has pretty much sapped me of the urge to cook meals for myself. And with my food quickly finished, I head for the door. At the very least, the weather looks much better than yesterday's, thanks to the sunshine girl. Clear skies beat thunderstorms any day of the week. Oh my god, new music. This is actually pretty cool. I'm still lost in my thoughts when I notice a familiar face. It's Sayori! Childhood friend. There. Okay. We have a quite history together. As children, we were basically inseparable. Always exploring, getting up to mischief, driving our parents wild. Typical things that young children do, really. As time went on, especially in recent years, we started slowly drifting apart. In fact, I haven't properly spoken to her in a long time. It's a real shame, after all. We've shared a lot of fond memories with each other. I'm surprised to see her up so early, though. A couple of times I've glanced out of the classroom window only to see her hurriedly walking along to school. We used to walk to school together, and although she was sometimes a little late to meet me, I never really minded. As we continued to drift apart, however, her lack of punctuality became more frequent, and I just decided it'd be better if I walked to school alone. Like the weeb I am. Which meant that although I did get to school on time more often, it was quite lonely. Knowing her, she's probably just got more and more lazy with time. After all, her dedication to sleeping it seems to be unwavering. English is hard. Oh well. Still, I've always enjoyed talking to her. Hey, Sayori, I haven't seen you in a while. Have you been? She looks a little surprised at my appearance in question. I suppose I can't blame her. Oh, hey Mordecai. I wasn't expecting to see you. That makes two of us. You're up early today. She laughed softly, a misplaced looking frown on her face. I've been alright though. Not a whole lot has changed recently, you know? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Life has been pretty routine these days. School's kinda meh. Although I guess it could be worse. She nods as we both resume the walk to school. Although I can talk to her just fine, there's still an awkward air between us. I guess that's a given, seeing as this is our first proper conversation together in a long time. As we carry on making idle small talk, a sudden thought hits me in the face. Anyway, this might come across as a bit out of the blue skies, but seeing you here has given me an idea. Oh? Well, it's been a while since we've walked to school together. How about we start doing that again? Would you really want to do that? I'm not very fun to talk to, and I'm always late. I frown. It's really strange to hear Sayori say this, given I've always known her to have a bubbly, cheerful personality. Oh, so we start with depression immediately, okay. I see how it is. Nuts, Dan Salvato. Sayori, that's definitely not true. Well, the bit about always being late is true. I've always loved hanging out with you, and I think we'd have a lot of fun again. Besides, I've missed you. I'll even help you wake up on time if you need me to. Was that a bit too forward? I don't know. I've never been in this sort of situation before. I mean, we are childhood friends after all, right? Nothing can go wrong. Really? Yeah, really. I missed you too, Mordecai. Well, let's do it then. From now on, we'll walk to school together, okay? Okay. There it is. That classic Sayori smile I grew up loving. All the memories I have of us together as children feature that smile. No matter where we ventured, parks, playgrounds, forests, that smile would follow, always. That innocent, childlike sense of adventure we used to have. It's painfully clear that that's long gone. But maybe we can still smile together anyway. So, what have you been up to lately? You know, hentai in the morning, hentai at night. It's, you know, the usual. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's kind of gross. I mean, you mean games, anime, and manga, right? Not the hentai bit, right? Yep. It's pretty much goes without saying. Oh, Mordecai, you haven't changed. Are you saying that you think I need some change? No one's perfect. There's always room for improvement. Especially in your case. I'm guessing that you're still a part of the Go Home Club? Hey, that cuts a little deep. Besides, I have a lot of anime to catch up to. And games. I have a very huge backlog. Thank you. I'm gonna be playing... what's coming out soon? I'm gonna be playing Persona 4 Golden next Monday for those who didn't get the riddle in the beginning. Among other things, I like Demon Slayer now. What do you want me to do? Join the soccer club and trip over everyone? Well, I think a little exercise is good for anyone. I am very offended if you're trying to call me fat right now. Well, if you ever call me fat, you know what happens. And, well, if you don't have to join the sports club if you don't want to. Yeah. I was actually thinking of checking out the, anime club. Wow. How'd you guess? It does suit my hobbies, though, so... Mordecai, you should try branching out a bit more. Okay, Miss Club Expert. If you're gonna criticize all my club choices, what would you suggest? Well, it just so happens that there's this club that I'm in. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm actually the vice president. Wow, I did not expect that. Dang, so you get to take part in all the executive decisions, huh? Kind of. The club kinda only has 4 members at the moment, but it's really fun. We're actually looking for new members right now. Ah, so that's why she brought it up. Only 4 members. Sounds like you guys are just starting out then. What club is it anyway? It's the school's very own literature club. I unintentionally let out a sigh. I already lost track of the amount of sighs I've sighed so far. I'm gonna play with your face now with my mouse. Her face drops onto the sidewalk. Everybody's freaked out. Not really, but I don't think that was quite the reaction she was hoping for. In my defense, literature has never quite captured my interest. Unless you count manga as literature, that is, which is totally a fact. That is a damn fact. The anime is better. I knew it. You don't want to join. I understand, though. Not many people like reading. Welcome to the internet. Hey, who said I didn't like to read? I love reading, if you count, manga. I mutter the last word more to myself than to Sayori. On the plus side, Sayori laughs at my sheepishness. You sheep. You sound like someone I know from the literature club. She talks about manga all the time. Oh, really? I am actually interested in your club, though. Sayori smiles, seemingly content that I'm showing initiative. If I'm looking for a club to join, I guess the literature club is as good a place as any to start. That's great. You should come by sometime. And by sometime, you're hoping for today, aren't you? The sooner the better. Alright, I'll have a look after school today. Yay! Thanks, Mordecai. Although we should probably hurry up. Don't want to be late now, do we? Yeah, you're right. New art. Or some Google image art somewhere. It's not bad. Yeah, so far the beginning is starting out similarly, except with new dialogue and new sequences and all that. But I don't mind since I get to voice acts. It's my favorite big thing. Within a few minutes, we've arrived at the school entrance amidst a crowds of chattering students. We never knew the name of their school, but then again, it's a visual novel, so that clearly doesn't matter. The harem matters at the end of the day. We wave goodbye as we head off to our separate classes. I have Masahiro Sakurai in the morning. He teaches us about Smash. So I'm fairly confident that the next hour or so won't be too bad. We get to play Smash Brothers for the whole class. It's a great time. Who's Sakurai? You might ask? Who are you talking to? You see, this is how much of a loser I am. I'm just talking... I'm asking questions to myself because I don't have any friends. Shit. Who's Sakurai? You might ask? Only one of the coolest, most down-to-earth teachers we have in the school. Being on the young side himself, oh cool, it's a guy. The experience of high school is much fresher in his mind than some of the other teachers, especially the older ones. He gives me a smile as I open the door. It would have been funny if he actually looked like Sakurai. Maybe that was the inspiration for this name. And he looks kind of clean though. Ohio, Mordecai. How are we doing today? Not bad, sir. Same old, same old. How about you? Well, we're finally starting our module on 20th century history today, so needless to say, I'm excited. Oh yeah? First World War? Nazism? Second World War? That stuff? You bet. I've waited all year for this to start. Oh man, you guys are in for a real treat. That's something else I really admire about him. He's so enthusiastic about his subjects, and that enthusiasm really makes learning about history that much more enjoyable. Kind of like my government teacher, he was cool. Combined with the fact that he's fairly relaxed, especially when it comes to homework, you really see why he's popular. Yeah. He really drives the BL fans wild. Although he does have a strict side, of course. That side of him comes to light every now and then. So he isn't a pushover. By and large, he's earned the respect of students by striking the balance just right. I just wish that all my other teachers were as friendly and made efforts to know their students better. Goddamn same. Oh well. I take a seat and one of my classmates, Emmy, smiles and waves. Bouncy and energetic, especially bouncy. She has a reputation for her skills on the track field. Even when she isn't running, she's still pretty much a ball of energy. These are all new characters, by the way. It's nice art. Lolly. I don't know if I want to do a Lolly voice today. Hey ya! We have one of those odd friendships where we get along well in class, but don't really see each other outside of school. Don't even have her phone number yet, dude? Come on. How are you doing, Emmy? Training was really fun today, Mordecai. Oh? She's always on the hunt for new recruits to join the track team, and she has a habit of dropping some not so subtle hints. Yeah, we're always looking for new people, and I know you aren't part of any club since you're a loser, so you should totally join us. It's funny you mention that. I'm not part of any clubs, actually. I think I'm gonna check out the literature club after school. I didn't really think you were the poetic type. But if you ever get bored of writing poems, you know where to find me. How many times do I have to tell you that? Alright, guys. Hey there, children. Let's make a start. It's almost criminal that I've had to wait so long to teach my favorite century. Well, I thought that was me talking. That was Sakurai talking. It's because we both have long-ass names. That's why. Well, that's the school's lessons over. If only we were that fast. As I linger behind in the classroom to gather up all my things, I hear the door open. It's Sayori. Hi again, Mordecai. Oh, OG soundtrack. Hey, the literature club's meeting today, right? Yeah, it is. I was just heading there now. Do you still want to come along? You betcha. Sayori seems to perk up, looking excited that I still want to come along to the club. Look at you, finally doing some extracurriculars. I mean, if you're the vice president, it can't be all that bad, right? There's no yanderes or tsunderes or whatever in the club, right? She giggles, making me smile, forcefully. Each individual club member makes it special. Everyone works hard to have fun together. Well, let's not keep them waiting. It'd be rude to show up late. I want to make a good first impression, after all, assuming I get a harem after all this. Ah, I guess you're right. Come on, it's right this way, and up the stairs at the end. I follow Sayori down the hallway. She seems excited, and it's nice to know that I'm making her day at least a little bit better. The stairs lead up to a section of the school that I recognize as the third year's wing. Sayori leads me to a classroom and knocks on the door. Trust me, you're gonna love it. Doki. She's definitely enthusiastic about this club, that's for sure. After a seemingly long wait, the door finally slides open. A small, kawaii, pink-haired girl peeks out. Sayori! She peeks out further. Oi! Natsuki! Guess what? I found someone who wants to join our club. The girl, who's apparently called Natsuki, slowly turns a glare to me and narrows her eyes at my crotch. She opens the door fully, and behind her I see another girl sitting at a desk. Her face is buried in a book. Nani? Hey, wait, Sayori! Oh my god, it's been a year since I did the Natsuki voice. Shit. I mean Natsuki. I'm an otaku. Fuck. Sayori practically pushes Natsuki out of the way. She seems excited to introduce me to the rest of the club members. Hey guys, I wanted to introduce you to our newest member, Mordecai. Sayori, hold up. It's a bit quick to call me the new member, isn't it? I then notice a third girl peek out from behind a bookshelf in the corner of the classroom. They're all peeping Toms. Can it be... Is that Monica? Monica is one of the most popular girls of this high school. Everyone seems to flock to her because she's smart, beautiful, athletic, you name it. She's got it. That ass. Okay, I couldn't resist. Unfortunately, this also means she's completely out of my league. She looks at me first with a stern look, but then quickly lights up, puts down the books she's holding, and rushes over. She's normal looking. Mordecai, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. The girl who has her face buried in her book suddenly jolts up and looks right at me. She quickly snaps her book shut and timidly moves to join the conversation. Oh, a new member? My name is Yuri. Yeah. Holy crap. It seems that I've somehow lucked out. Not only is Monica in this club, but also a bunch of other Kawaii Girls. Am I glad I decided to come here instead of the anime club today? But enough gawking, Mordecai. Stop staring. Stop staring at the opie and start talking. It's nice to meet you, Yuri. Like Sayori said, I'm Mordecai. I smile at her, then turn to Monica. So it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Mordecai. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. It's kind of strange to say, but having her smile at me so genuinely makes me feel a bit starstruck. The powers of a school idol. The power of a kaede. You too, Monica. So you guys run a club with just the four of you then? Huh? Sayori told me about how you were looking for new members. Well, I've actually been trying to push for more members for a while, but we haven't had any luck recently. Sayori did say... My words dry up in my mouth as Natsuki shoots me a piercing glare. She looks pissed at me, but for what reason I don't know. I haven't really had the chance to do much besides walk in and say konnichiwa. Sayori, you brought a boy? Yep. You are straight, right? I mean, he told me he wanted to join just this morning. Ohio. Not sure if it's just Sayori being an airhead again, but I don't recall promising that I'd join. Great. Natsuki glowers at us, folding her arms with an irritated huff. I don't really get why though. Sorry about Natsuki. That's just how she is. She's a little standoffish to the new members. Oh, it's nothing. I don't mind. Girls do that to me a lot, so I'm used to it. Hey, I'm right here, you know. Go. I've got to try to make a good impression, though. Come on, Natsuki. We need new members. If you don't feel like being nice to Mordecai, can you at least be nice for me? Please? Oh, unused. Jeez, you don't have to make such a big deal out of it. Fine. If you're gonna beg, I guess I have no choice. Hooray! Arigato, Natsuki-chan. Looks like I know who the tsundere of the group is now, and I'm immediately packing my stuff up. It's almost comical, the extent to which Natsuki fits that trope. Well, maybe my view of this world is just clouded by anime influences, though. Anyway, let's get this conversation back on track. How'd you come to learn about the literature club, Mordecai? I'll have to admit, I'm a bit curious about that myself. Sayori and I were just walking to school when she mentioned this club to me. Since I was sort of looking for a club to join, I figured that I should check you guys out. At any rate, Sayori was really enthusiastic about the literature club, so... Monica beams at Sayori when she hears this. Happy beam. That was bad. Guess Sayori has done a good job at advertising for the club. Or I should have said Japanize... How do you pronounce it? Japanizing beam. There you go. Probably not going to add that effect in editing. I see. Well, I think this is a great place to start. After all, books can be very enticing. Yeah, it's super fun. I think the club is the only place where I've been feeling comfortable lately. Sayori's face falls for a moment. God damn, her face keeps falling off over and over again. Fuck. But she quickly picks herself back up. It's somewhere I can just sit and read while hanging out with friends. I think they summed up the club pretty well. After all, I started it to bring together like-minded people who love literature. I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far. It's very cozy. You know, the more I look at her with this new model, it kind of terrifies me. I don't know why, chat. It terrifies me. But enough introductions. Why don't you come in and take a seat, Mordecai? Did you bring anything to read? As she asks, not acts. God damn it, myself. As soon as she asks that, I realize I'm not much of a reader, much less someone who loves literature. To be honest, I haven't thought this through very well. Would joining a club that focuses on reading really be the best thing for me? Oh, no. I don't really have any books on me at the moment. I just haven't seen any good titles recently. I lie through my teeth, hoping Monica doesn't see through my facade. I obviously don't read much, but if they believe that I do, hopefully it'll help me relate to these girls. Hold on, I just thought of something. If you don't read much, then how are you able to speak all these big words? Huh. Interesting. Well, we have plenty of books here. If you want to check out what we have, I'm sure you'll find something that matches your taste. Is that so? Then I guess I'll head over there. Maybe something might catch my eye. I start to sweat nervously as I walk awkwardly over to the bookshelf. There looks to be a good variety of books available, ranging in genre from horror and fantasy, all the way down to non-fiction. Sheepishly, I turn towards... Uh-oh. Oh no. It begins. It begins right now. And I can't save either. Damn, this game is really strict already. Yuri Lowenthal or Natsuki Sin. Shoot. Who do I want to pick here? Chad isn't alive right now. So well, since I like manga. So do you have any recommendations? And just to solidify it, I take a closer look at the books. As I say that, and to my surprise, I noticed that there's a rather extensive collection of manga on the bottom shelves. When I glance back up at the girls, I notice Natsuki staring down at the manga too. Our eyes suddenly meet, and she looks away, blushing. Well, what do you like to read, huh? Honestly, I just read manga most of the time, so the collection down there caught my eye. I didn't know that manga was allowed in the classroom like this. Those are actually Natsuki's. Don't just say it like that. I just put them there while I was reorganizing the closet. Monica always messes with my collection when she goes in there, so I'm trying to make more space for them. As she says this, Natsuki shoots a look at Monica, who smiles sweetly in return. That sweet smile, though. Which series do you have? I've read a lot, but I don't think I recognize many here. Please don't let it be Boku no Pico. Most of the book spines are vibrantly colored, with big blocky letters announcing the titles. The boss is a maid, Rice Ball Basket, Orange High School Nightclub. Whoever wrote this, kudos to you. I've never heard of these series in my life. That probably means they're either way out of my demographic, or they're simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the class on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. I could tell just by your expression. But I'll tell you one thing, Mordecai. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki stomps over to the bookshelf, elbowing me out of the way, and pulls a very pink book out from a box set. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She unceremoniously shoves it right into my hands. Ah. I stare at the cover. It's the first volume of a series titled Parfait Girls. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It is exceedingly moe. Well, don't just stand there. Natsuki, have you considered that maybe Mordecai might not want to read this? Excuse me? Who are you to say that Mordecai likes or dislikes something? I quickly break in to try to relieve some of the sudden tension. Thanks for your concern, Yuri, but I'm definitely open to trying out new things. I don't usually read this stuff, but I'm willing to give it a try. Oh, alright then. Natsuki triumphantly smirks a bit, while Yuri abashedly looks away. I guess I can't satisfy everyone. I'd have thought you spent enough time in the literature club to not judge books by their covers either, Yuri. Manga can have just as deep of storylines as your novels can. I never said that they can't. It's just... Yuri looks like she's holding herself back from saying something. Just what? Just because they have pictures in them, they're childish... Oh. Take 2. Just because they have pictures in them, they're childish or something? Well, there's a reason why people say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Sometimes, there are things that are best described through art. Manga blends both good art and good writing to create fantastic stories. Plus, being able to actually see the characters helps you to relate and empathize with them. Yuri thinks to herself, looking a bit perturbed. Goddamn speakers. I see. I just meant that manga is a bit unorthodox as a medium. Well, manga is literature too. Same goes for hentai. It's obvious that the 2 girls have their differences. Yuri appears comparably more mature and timid, and seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Meanwhile, Natsuki seems to be a lot more forward and outspoken. And although she looks like the youngest in the club, she's clearly just as passionate about her hobbies as the others are. Anyway, this'll be your homework today, Mordecai. I'll let you borrow Volume 1 for tonight, so you can start on the next book tomorrow. But if you smudge or bend it, I'll kill you. You don't have to worry about that. I'm pretty protective of my manga too. Is it really alright if I borrow it though? I say that mostly because I really didn't plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever to finish if you only read it here. Why am I making her sound like a nerd? I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Yes, the latter. It's definitely the latter. You don't really want to upset the lollies. Okay then. The girls on the cover of the manga beam up at me. Am I high? And I can't help but shiver a bit. Yeah, you literally are high, dude. Crap. I guess I shouldn't underestimate what high school girls are into. Hopefully I can get away with skimming through it. Make sure you read it thoroughly, because I'll be quizzing you on it tomorrow. Is she a mind reader? In that case, I think I'll give it a shot now, actually. I want to make sure that I have enough time to finish it, after all. Fine. But I'll be keeping a close eye on you then. I slide into a nearby desk at the rest of the girls dissipate. Yeah, believe it or not, words like dissipate, I have no idea what that means. Wowzers. Moving to work on their own things. I quickly start flipping through the pages. Given that pictures take up the majority of space on the pages of the manga, it doesn't take me long to get through the beginning. As I read, I start to become more aware of Natsuki sneaking peeks in my direction. She seems intently focused on my face, as if waiting to see my reactions to her manga. I clear my throat. Natsuki, do you need something? You seem to really like looking in my direction. Especially in my... you know what? My chin-chin. Assuming that's what it means. I feel a smile creeping through as Natsuki starts to furiously blush and splutters a response. You idiot! It's not like I was looking at you or anything. I was just staring into space. Don't you have anything better to do? Yeah, of course. With that, Natsuki huffily turns away to seek refuge in the closet. Her home base, where loud rummaging sounds soon follow. Ada. I guess I should keep on reading then. One Lucas fade later. As it turns out, Parfait Girls is just as I imagined it would be. It's basically about a bunch of friends in high school and the cutesy hijinks they get themselves into. Typical life of slice. That's the same thing. Affair. Except not really. Slice of life affair. There you go. I kind of grew out of these, since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. To its credit, it does manage to subvert some anime tropes quite neatly, though. Not too, as though. The more I read, the more I can see why it appeals to Natsuki. All that talk about appreciating the expressiveness of art. Well, I don't exactly read romance manga usually. The artist actually does a good job of portraying the girls as their own characters. I often find that the girls in these kinds of stories are bland and unoriginal. Not to mention that they often suffer from same-face syndrome too. So it's a pleasant surprise to find that the title characters are likable and unique in their own ways. I still haven't watched K-On though. Fuck. Still, over time I can't help but grow a little bored though. I decide I'll finish it later tonight and place the novel in my bag. Looking up, I spot Sayori reading something. Might as well see what she's up to. Standing up with a stretch, I make my way over and take a seat next to Sayori. Hey, how's it going, Sayori? What are you reading? And as I sit down, I notice that she looks quite content. Nothing much. Just reading some stuff for a school project. What about you? You seemed really into your book. Oh, yeah, it was a good read. At least as far as I can tell right now. I can't help but wish I sounded a little more enthusiastic. That's great. So, how are you liking the club? You're not bored, are you? She looks a little worried, her cheerful persona faltering for a moment. Where did that question come from? It's a bit too early to tell how I really feel about the club. Of course not, Sayori. Sure, I haven't been here for long, but I've enjoyed meeting everyone. They've opened up my eyes to new stuff. I've never been huge on reading, but I'm confident the literature club could change that. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're involved. You don't want to join a club that you have no interest in, right? I know what you mean. I think reading will grow on me in time. Actually, do you mind if I sit with you and read? She looks at me, clearly surprised. I don't think she was expecting me to sit next to her, but nonetheless, she seems happy. Her smile is infectious, lifting my own spirits too. That would be great, Mordecai. We read for a while, which turns into talking fairly quickly. Our conversation being a continuation of our chat from the walk to school. It's nice to just sit and talk with my childhood friend, who'd have guessed reconnecting would be so easy. I haven't felt this content for as long as I can remember. The good mood reflects on her as well, given that she seems very uplifted and bubbly. I don't know what it is about her that makes me so at ease. Wow, we've been talking for a bit, haven't we? Man, I didn't even realize the time. I guess we haven't been talking for a while. I can see why you come to the literature club so much. There really is a welcome at ease vibe here. It must be a nice change of pace after how hectic the school day can be. I was hoping you'd say that, Mordecai. It really is. And I'm grateful for the others as well. They really help the club the way it is. I can't help but notice that Natsuki and Yuri seem to be very different though. Do they argue much? She looks a little downcast at my question. Sometimes, yeah. but thankfully it isn't often. I can sense this isn't a topic she likes discussing. Well, that's only normal, I guess. Monica seems like a great president, though. Better than Trump. She must be very proud of this club. Just then, Monica gets up from the desk she was sitting at and faces the classroom confidently. Speak of the devil. Okay, everyone. I hope we're all having a good time so far. There's a good moment of silence during which everyone seems to be glancing at me. Do they want me to respond? I'm honestly having a great time. Thanks for the warm welcome, everyone. Well, it's great to hear that. And as it turns out, Natsuki baked some cupcakes for the club, too. Sequence change. My god. Yeah, I know. I was just about to announce it, so let me get them. Let's go sit over there, Mordecai. It looks like there's room at those desks for all of us. I dutifully follow Sayori over to where the rest of the girls have pulled up a couple of desks together to form a table. How about I make some tea as well? Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling a bit awkward, I opt to take a seat next to Sayori. If the conversation starts to die out, I can always rely on her to save me. Meanwhile, Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Now. We can actually see them. Pog. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little Neckos. Whoops. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious! You know, I've played this game so many times that I knew her mouth was full at that exact moment. Quarantine is killing me. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. The crowd is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. If she made it all by herself, that is seriously impressive. It practically tastes professionally done to me. But then again, it's not like I have the most discerning taste palette. You should totally be on Iron Chef, dude. These cupcakes are amazing. Arigatou gozaimasu, Natsuki-chan. Yeah, you better thank me, because this took hard work to do. Yeah, it really seems like it. Did you make it by yourself? Or did you parents help you? Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Are you saying I couldn't have done it by myself? No, it just seems that it seems professionally made. So I was wondering if an actual baker helped you. Pfft, I wish my dad was a baker. But just because I don't bake for money, it doesn't mean that I can't be good. Yeah, you're right. Sumimasen. I just suck at cooking myself, so I'm wowed by good cooking. I guess I should count myself lucky that I got to try your cupcakes today. Eh? Uh-huh. It's not every day that... It's not every day that I have the time to bake. So be thankful. The expression on Natsuki's face practically says, "Bow down before me, peasant." That was actually pretty funny. Are you expecting Mordecai to what? She really said prostate, wow. Are you expecting Mordecai to prostrate himself before you? Looks like Monica had the same thought. It's as if she's a mind reader. Oh. Ugh. You can't blame Natsuki for bragging a little, though. I would too if I made these. Yeah, exactly. Natsuki smiles gratefully at Sayori's save. Meanwhile, Yuri returns to the table 100 years later, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Eh? That's not... Embarrassed, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know... Don't worry about it. I believe you. Tea and reading might not be a common pastime for me, but I can at least appreciate it. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. I'm happy that you look like you're enjoying yourself, Mordecai. As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Oh, that reminds me. I've actually been meaning to ask you something, Monica. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know... To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. I also nod in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. But I guess it must be hard to start a new club, since everyone's probably settled into their own activities already. You could put it that way. It can be hard to get people invested in things that are brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the cultural festival that much more important. Speaking of school events, I don't think I saw your club at the club fair at the beginning of the year. That's because I hadn't started it yet. Oh, guess that explains why you don't have not so many members yet. Yeah, we missed that opportunity to draw on first years who hadn't found clubs yet. It's a lot harder to advertise on a person-by-person basis. And like you said, a lot of people already have other extracurriculars. A lot of people already have other extracurriculars by now. But even so, I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yee! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really, really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the new idea of a new member joining? Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. By the way, I know that everyone here likes reading, but do you guys write as well? Actually, we haven't really done any writing together, funnily enough. Do you guys just read and discuss books then? Oh, this is a new arrangement. Pog. You could say that. Sounds more like a normal book club than a literature club. Oh my. Remix. To be honest, I was kind of expecting you all to do stuff like write poetry together. As if you were in a literature club before, Mordecai? At the word poetry, Natsuki jolts back a bit. Do you not like poetry, Natsuki? What? I don't really have an opinion on it, I guess. Oh, really? With a sly smile, Monica gets up, rummages through her book bag, and returns with a loose notebook page in her hands. I happen to have here a poem called... Hey, where'd you get that? That was cute. Natsuki springs up and snatches the paper out of I was about to say Matsuki. What the fuck? Monica's grasp. Don't worry, I didn't steal from your bag or anything. You dropped it on the way out the other day. And well, nobody else in the school bothered to pick it up. That's wowie. I was going to return it, but I couldn't help teasing you a bit before I did that. Well, I'd appreciate it if you kept your nosy nose out of my private work. Duly noted. And sorry, I just couldn't help glancing over your poem when I picked it up. Your writing style is really cute, Natsuki. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori styles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. Calm down, chat, calm down. I'm not cute! Hey, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Not with those kinds of eyes and that tooth. Yeah, sure you're not cute. Sure you're not. So you do write your own poems, Natsuki? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I just think that's pretty neat. Why don't you share them with the club sometime? Not if everyone's just gonna call them cute. Like Sayori said, there's nothing wrong with being cute, you know? I like them kawaii and short. You wouldn't get it. There's nothing worse than trying to get honest feedback from someone and just having them say it's cute. Scorn drips from the word cute. Ah, I guess I didn't think of it that way. Yeah, no one does. It's super annoying, you know? Actually, I believe I understand how Natsuki feels. Natsuki looks surprised at Yuri's sudden... There I go mixing up sudden interjection. Sudden interjection. Yuri, yes. Her little mouth is cute, by the way. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. And when that's all dismissed with a single remark, well, suffice to say, it can greatly discourage you from putting your work out there again. It sounds like both you and Natsuki have writing experiences in common, Yuri. Maybe. Although I didn't mean to speak for Natsuki. Jeez, it's fine. I pretty much agree with what you said, so... A brief moment of silence falls upon us as we all reflect on the conversation. We can all agree. It was hot. This just gave me an idea, everyone. We all look quizzically at Monika, who smiles knowingly back at us. If we have members who are looking for legitimate criticism of their poetry, how about we do that here? I'm sure we can all trust each other to be respectful, and I think it'd be a fun activity for us. I don't know if I feel comfortable sharing my old poetry. I didn't write it to be read by the public, so... Yeah, same here. That's fine. We can all just go home and write new poems to bring tomorrow. I was going to suggest that anyway, since I don't think the rest of us have poetry ready to share yet. Dots? Yeah, that sounds awesome! I think, wait, okay. I thought that was someone other than Sayori. I think learning about poetry would be really fun. It'd be kawaii as fuck. And now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other. And strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Mordecai? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Not sweetly, but just warmly. So warm. The literature club has been very welcoming so far. At least after the initial introductions were made. And although I'll have to start writing poems, it seems like a fair price to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. I had my doubts at first, but given how friendly and welcoming these girls are, I don't really want to miss my chance at a harem, so... Yep, I'll be looking forward to becoming better friends with you all. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the club! Thank you, Monika. Yes, I'm so happy you're joining us. They added more bounces. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! And thanks for playing along. Oh, thanks for playing along. She whispers this last remark in my ear. So she was aware that I'd never agreed to join in the beginning. Plot twists. People, my god. That sneaky girl. Although Sayori is the most enthusiastic, all the girls' eyes are lit in happiness. I would have been super pissed if you just left after eating my cupcakes. I'm very glad that you're staying as well. Okay, everyone. Oh, that layering. It's kind of weird with her right arm. Huh. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Don't forget tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so that we can not share but hold discussions. Monica looks over at me once more. Mordecai, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Remember to bring your toy. Yeah, I won't forget. Can I really impress Monica with my mediocre writing and writing skills? Something tells me no. Jeez. I can already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Oh well. It's not like Monica is going to be as harsh as an actual literature teacher though, right? Meanwhile, the others continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Sayori, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? Given that she introduced me to all these amazing people, it's the least I could do for her. Sure, let's head home. With that, the two of us wave goodbye to the others and make our way home. On the way back... Yeah, this soundtrack is really, really good so far. On the way back, we discussed the events of the day, focusing particularly on each club member. As we do so, my mind wanders between them all. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica. I'm excited to hang out with everyone from now on. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of them. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh my god, what is this? Oh, that's cute. Oh, I thought... Okay, I was kind of scared that we weren't going to get to write poems, but here we are. That was cute. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay. Reading sure does make you thirsty. Especially with this kind of harem. Yeah. So, who do we want to go after? I make that sound pretty scary. Yeah, bye. Do I want to do it the scientific way? Because, sadly chat isn't really alive yet. But for those who are watching in post, I really, really hope you're enjoying this so far. Even if I flub up some lines. Lines. Why did I talk in an accent for? Lines. I like to voice act. That's all I'm saying. There's gonna be a few days, right? Okay, well, I was gonna close my eyes because for one of the mod showcases, I remember I closed my eyes for these sections, but I guess to make this interesting, we'll just, we'll go in a circle pattern. So we'll start with outside, like this. And go more in. Yeah, just... Okay. That works. Don't really want to spend a million years, even though time is infinite in this visual novel. So this will be interesting. I didn't really pay attention to who jumped at what. Okay. Day 2. Or, yeah, technically day 2. Mordecai, fancy meeting you here. Yeah. What a coincidence, huh? Seriously speaking, though, I am happy to see you back here. I would have been disappointed if you ran away on us. Hey, I enjoyed myself last time, so why wouldn't I come back? True enough. Feel free to make yourself at home before we start on our club activities. Thanks, will do. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. Sayori and I were the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh, Mordecai, I'm glad to see you here again. Who knew that something so simple would warrant so much thanks? First Monica and now Yuri. I know that it may be overwhelming to be thrown into a new hobby so suddenly, much less an organization centered around that hobby. So don't hesitate to let me know if you ever need any help. Or any other club member for that matter. That is to say, feel free to ask any one of us for assistance. Right. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Don't worry though. It's not like I've never read anything before. Hashtag fake anime fan. I even remembered to write a poem for today, if you'll believe it. We'll believe it when we see it. Hey, it's not like I need to have a university degree to write a poem. It was just like another school assignment, although it might be a little new to me. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to write a bad poem, you mean? She's got me there. All I did was just select random words. That's the poem. Yeah. And that's why I never said I wrote a good poem. Natsuki smirks at me, seemingly pleased that I'm not offended by her teasing. Well, good is often subjective when it comes to subjects like these. I'm sure you did fine, Mordecai. Well, thanks for the vote of confidence. Try not to overhype my work, though. Yeah, Yuri. If you keep your expectations low, you'll never be disappointed. Besides, I bet this is the first extracurricular Mordecai's done since high school started. So extra work is probably really foreign to him. Again, she's not wrong, but she doesn't have to say it like that. Natsuki, you're being unfairly harsh. Mordecai, what would you say your main hobbies are? Wow, she's really putting me on the spot here. I know I'm playing into your teasing right now, but yes, I spend a lot of time playing games and watching anime. And that's all you need to know. That's a bit rich coming from someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. What? Natsuki splutters to a halt. Looks like a certain someone knows how to dish it out. But I can't take it. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. With those cute eyes. With those more thans and less than eyes. Don't worry, guys. Mordecai always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He's always been there when I need it. When we were kids, he'd always be around to help me with stuff. Oh, are you two childhood friends? Like those childhood friends? Hara hara. I glance at Sayori. Despite her cheery recollection of her childhood memories just then, Yuri's question is a reminder that we haven't spent much time together in a long time. It's a tad awkward. Yeah, we've known each other for a while, haven't we, Sayori? We smile at each other. I'm really hoping we can use the club to reconnect. Such a history with one another. I imagine you've shared much together. You could say that. Would you believe Sayori is still as clumsy now as she was 10 years ago? Hey, meanie. That's not true. Oh? Need I tell Yuri about the time you tried to cook lunch and almost set the house on fire? Her face turns pink, and she rushes to interrupt me. Anyway, I'm sure you two could be just as good friends. After all, you're both in the literature club now. Yeah. Look forward to it. Yuri looks hopeful at hearing this. Although, I can't help but wonder. Given the maturity and intelligence she carries so elegantly, and now her passion for reading is much stronger than my own, will it be as easy as Sayori thinks it is? Still, it's worth a try at least. Yay! Oh! Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Matte, Sayori. Huh? Me? It's not that much, really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. Whatever it is, I'm sure I'll like it. What is it, Yuri? Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. I was going to wait to give it to you at the appropriate time, but... Huh? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. Now I've ruined the surprise. The two girls look dolefully down. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So this is still a pleasant surprise to me. Just knowing that you went through the effort to get me something makes me feel really welcomed. No matter what, I'm sure it'll make me happy. Is that so? Of course. Thanks for being so considerate, Yuri. You're welcome. It was the least I could do. Anyway, if that's the case, here it is. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is How's this girl accidentally being so kawaii? She even picked out a book she thinks I might possibly like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, but I'm abruptly cut off by Natsuki. You didn't want him to feel left out? What's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to say that he doesn't like my books or something? Because that's just not true. He freaking loves manga, just like me. Right, Mordecai? It looks like another Yuri-Natsuki argument is cropping up again. I glance over at Yuri to find a variety of different emotions running over her face. She seems conflicted between standing up for herself and backing down to keep the peace. After a beat, she opens her mouth to speak. Her resolve strengthened. Natsuki, that's not what I meant to say at all. I was simply referring to the fact that Mordecai may not have much of a literature collection himself, given that he has said that he is not a reader. Giving him a book is in a totally different genre would benefit him in broadening his knowledge of the literary world. Yuri suddenly appears to notice that all eyes are on her. I apologize if I worded that harshly. No, you're fine, Yuri. I definitely do love manga. I think it'd do me well to read different things too once in a while. Seeming to sense that she can't win the argument, Natsuki almost visibly backs down. Her outspoken nature really does make up for her physically small stature. Whatever. Natsuki. Guys, let's just stop fighting. Everyone has their own super good taste in literature, so we shouldn't keep arguing over it. I'm sure that I'll enjoy everyone's recommendations equally as much. After all, you guys are all smart, and definitely more experienced in literature than me. I'm just gonna say that I wasn't trying to attack you or whatever. It's just that there are a lot of people who judge manga without even trying to read it themselves. So, yeah. I guess that's the closest we'll get to an apology from Natsuki. Anime is for everyone, after all. And with that, the tension in the room slowly dissipates. It feels as though everyone in the room was holding in their breath until now. Yuri quietly hands me the copy of the book she's holding. Well, thanks, Yuri. You're welcome. You should read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. After a brief pause, the girls move on to their own things. Man, I seem to be the harbinger of awkwardness when it comes to Natsuki and Yuri. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off the scheduled activities for the club. Like the poetry thing, I've already steeled myself for the critique I'll probably be receiving. But it seems that we have some downtime before then. Oh well. Looks like I won't be able to just immediately get it over with. What are the others doing right now? Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Probably discussing club matters, given that they're the president and vice president. As expected, Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. A few huffs of annoyance sound from her direction every once in a while. Everyone seems to be doing their own thing today. Natsuki is rummaging around in the cupboard, and Yuri is sitting by herself, silently engrossed in her book. Meanwhile, Monica and Sayori seem to be talking animatedly about something. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm not really in the mood to read anything. I slump down into the nearest desk. Closing my eyes, I end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica. The problem with the literature club is that it just doesn't sound particularly exciting. Plus, people probably have their own preconceptions about what the club will be like. I'm a bit worried they might assume we're all pretentious and haughty. Yeah, it's a real shame that people can't look past their assumptions. Still, I'm confident we can come up with something. We can't just give up. This festival is a real chance to show everyone what literature is all about. After all, we have such a variety here. Everyone's poems and writing styles are so different. Natsuki loves manga, and Yuri's really into horror. There should be something here for everyone, you know? Agreed. I'm glad everyone has such different tastes. It really helps bring the club to life. That's exactly what we want everyone else to see. We just need to find a way of showing how fun literature can be. Something that really stands out and appeals to their creative sides. Cookies. That doesn't solve the problem, though. Huh? What do you mean? Well, even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, I don't think people will come in in the first place if it's a literature event. So, I think it's more important to figure out how to get people interested in the first place, right? And then once they're here, we can do whatever to appeal to their creative sides. Huh. This is a side to Sayori I haven't seen before. You're not seeing, you're hearing. But okay. Literature, English. She's really taking this seriously and giving it a lot of thought. Excellent point, Sayori. Where would I be without my vice president? Okay, do you think food will get the job done? I can practically hear Sayori's face light up, even though I have my eyes closed. Food? What kind? You like that idea, huh? I was thinking cupcakes. Natsuki would love that. Good thinking. Her cupcakes are so good. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it. Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Seriously, they really help me write. Okay, cupcakes will do fine. All this talk about food has made me hungry. Anyway, don't forget we still have to sort out the details of the festival itself. I tune out the rest of the conversation as tiredness takes a stronger hold on me. Sayori is still her usual self. Bubbly and goofy. Gosh. I guess some people never change. It brings a smile to my face. Although I was surprised to see her so dedicated. I always remembered her as the kind of person who just improvises things. Kinda like me, actually. I didn't expect to see Sayori's face taking up my vision, but here we are. I nearly fall out of my chair. I'm not doing that IRL, by the way. Wake up, sleepyhead. Jeez, Sayori. You scared me. Sorry. Hang on. I'm not sorry at all. Why were you napping? This is the literature club, not the napping club. Wait, our school has a napping club? God damn it, I wish. Hey, don't try and change the subject, mister. The others won't like it if they catch you sleeping, you know. I don't want you getting in trouble. Sayori. You've not changed one bit. Yeah? You always used to look out for me. Back when we used to hang out. I remember that. Do you remember that time when we went on a bike ride to that park? It feels like such a long time ago. Yeah, I think I do actually. It was in the summer. You're talking about the time I fell off my bike and hurt my knee, right? Yeah, that one. You were in a lot of pain, but you were trying to act like it was no big deal. You were so silly. I had to go and get a band-aid. That memory makes me feel warm and fuzzy and itai inside. The fact I could tell straight away which memory she was talking about makes me wonder if we have a psychic bond or something. Good times. Good times. By the way, did you know you have a big toothpaste stain on your collar? Eh? No, I don't. She nervously picks at the stain with her hands as I stand up and get a closer look at her. Wait a sec. Your collar is sticking up a bit. Your hair doesn't look brushed either. Were you in a rush this morning? I reach out and run my fingers down the messy part of her hair in a vain attempt to straighten it out. He's a simp, I tell you. He's a simp! Her hair is really soft and smells faintly of cinnamon. I'm probably making this worse. You really need a brush, Sayori. No, I don't. My hair is just naturally like this. Okay. Maybe it isn't, but it's super hard to get right. I give up with her hair and try to wipe off the stain with my fingers. Much like with her hair, I'm not having much luck. Oh, come on, Sayori. You can't fool me. I know I've not seen much of you over the past few years, but I still know you. I can tell when you've been in a rush. People wouldn't even notice these things. They would. They just wouldn't say anything because they don't want to embarrass you. I give up with the stain and step back, looking at her blazer. But, luckily for you, I'm not bothered about that. I believe in gender equality. I should have named him Cosma. Fuck. Also, why don't you button up your blazer? She, at me. It was too stuffy last time I tried it. With a sigh, I start buttoning it up. This is so funny. What is? Well, the fact is that this only exists in anime land. And I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things. I freeze. Now that I think about it, the situation is a little suggestive. After all, my hands are very close to her chest. Come on, Mordecai. Get it together. You're just helping out a friend, that's all. Don't say that. There's nothing weird about this. If you say so. It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. It makes me feel that nothing has really changed between us. Don't you think? Yeah, I guess. Why is this one button so hard to close? Hey, be careful. This is impossible. Does this thing even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. Opie increase times 9,000. You know, if you actually buttoned it, you'd probably have realized sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. Wait, what's so funny? Don't you see? It means my opie are huge as fuck. Baka? How on earth am I meant to reply to that? Geez, Sayori, don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look a bit better now. Seeing Sayori's blazer buttoned up like this, like that, is weird. Ugh, it's so stuffy. I told you. She quickly unbuttons it again. There goes all my hard work. Much better. Thank you for that, though. Even though I prefer the blazer unbuttoned, it was really thoughtful of you to do this for me. Even if you were a bit of a meanie. I do try, you know. I'm sorry. I just want what's best for you, that's all. Just try to give yourself a bit more time in the morning, okay? Only if you promise to stop napping in the club. I laugh, as if I need more sleep. I watched too much hentai. She got me there. It's a deal. Not. Okay everyone. Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay! I can't wait to read yours, Mordecai. Don't expect too much, Sayori. By the way, you did remember to write a poem, right? 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 Don't worry, I'm not that much of a slacker. Can you back away from me, please? Thank you. I've got it right here in my bag. I rifle through some stray papers to pull out the page. that I wrote my poem on. While I can't help but feel a little nervous, I have to admit that I am excited now. Talking to these girls has really calmed my nerves, and now I'm just eager to share my poem. After all, judging by each girl's personality, I doubt that anyone would say anything nasty about it. Well, Natsuki, I don't know if she'd be unduly harsh though. She just seems like the type of person who enjoys ribbing on her friends. Either way, I hope they realize that I put hard work into it. I figured that it'd only be fair to repay their warm welcome by showing effort in club activities. Now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a neat black composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. She's going to put us all to shame. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. Whom should I show my poem to first? Shh. Yeah, I think trying to do these female voices is starting to it's starting to raise my voice a little bit from my deep, sexy voice. Right. Whom should I show my poem to first? Let's be boring and just go from top to bottom. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend, after all. Wow, Mordecai! This is so good! Seriously, this is your first poem? Huh? It's not that good. Jeez. Seriously, it is. I love it. I had no idea you were such a good poet. Sayori, you're overreacting a bit. It's really nothing special. Trust me, it is. How did you write it? Huh? What do you mean? Like, what did you think of while you wrote this? This is gonna sound a bit weird, but high school DD? I thought of you. She gives me a brief look of disbelief, a faint blush on her cheeks. Me? Yeah, hey, not in like a weird way or anything. I just thought of words that reminded me of you and went along with that. It just felt kinda natural doing it that way, I guess. Well, if it works, it works. Looks like this club really is the best place for you. Well, I'm glad you liked it, Sayori. Good to know I'm not totally in over my head here. She looks at me for a moment, not saying anything. There's a few moments of an odd silence. Earth to Sayori? She jumps slightly. Gomendasai. I'm just not used to seeing you around again, that's all. to have you in the club, writing poems. It's lovely though. It just takes a little getting used to. Yeah, that's understandable. No one really could resist this sexy piece of ass like mine. I'm a bit surprised myself, to be honest, but I'm enjoying it here so far. Oh, that's good to hear. Do you want to read my poem now? I'm not very good though. Only one way to find out. Let's see if this is the same poem from Vanilla. By the way, wow. We're saving the frames today, chat. Dear Sunshine. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish a rainy day? Wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want to break the fast. Well, what did you think? I hesitate as I answer. It's not that it was a bad poem. In fact, it was great. I'm just really inexperienced with poetry, especially feedback. It's really you? What's that supposed to mean? As in, the poem just really reminds me of you. It made me feel really good inside. Really? Yeah. I had no idea what to expect, as this is my first time reading your poetry. But the way this was written, I don't know. It feels really wholesome and cheery. Like you are. You sap. I also really like the last line. Mordecai the simp, Mordecai the sap. Trust you of all people to include breakfast in their poems. Hey, I was eating it when I wrote. Sayori stops speaking immediately, as if she's accidentally let something slip. Oh, so you wrote the poem this morning? Huh? No. Well, maybe. I forgot to write it last night. Well, at least we know where your inspiration comes from. Eggs and toast. Well, oh, sorry. Well, I suppose if it sounds silly, but it works, then it works, then it isn't. Grammar. Shit. Either way, thanks for showing me your poem, Sayori. It was really good. I'm happy you think so. I'm happy you think so. Anyway, next time I won't forget. Tomorrow's poem will be even better. I'll hold you to that. Yeah, I like the blue aesthetic. My favorite color. Natsuki, let's go. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What I mean is that it's just kinda average. Doesn't really evoke any emotions. So, kinda bland for your tastes. Natsuki furrows her eyebrows at me. My tastes? What's that supposed to mean, huh? Oh, nothing. Sigh. Well, anyway, guess I'll show you my poem now. Not that you'll like it or anything. Oh. I think this is a new poem. Right? I remember the Sayori's poem, but this one I don't think I've read before. Kawaii music intensifies. Alright. Sometimes. Some folks are winners. Some only lose. Some are go-getters. Some only cruise. Sometimes we try hard and give it our all. Sometimes we give up. What else can we do? Pog. Told you you'd hate it. Actually, I like it. What? Nani the fuck? Don't just say it. Don't just say it's good because I'm a girl. Be honest. What? No, it has nothing to do with you being a girl. I genuinely like the poem. Really? Yeah, it's simple but still pretty effective. Finally! Someone who gets it. People in high school think poetry has to be so formal and vague. But they don't realize that simple writing is just as effective, if not more. The reader shouldn't have to search for the meaning. That's just stupid. Besides, the simpler the writing, the more emphasis on wordplay. Like how I made most of the lines start with some. Yeah, I noticed that. Made the last couplet seem more powerful. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. Well, good job then. Obedeto gozaimasu. Ha! Didn't expect that from the youngest of the club, did ya? Yeah. Guess not. Alright, time for some Yuri. Yuri scans my poem with her eyes with a blank expression on her face. So, how is it? Eh? Oh, sorry. I suppose as far as poetry goes, this isn't bad, but I'm not immensely impressed by it. Was that her who said that? Yeah. Yuri turns away shamefully. Yeah, she's shamefully turning away right now. I didn't mean for that to sound so blunt. Don't worry about it. I didn't take it that way. What makes you think that? Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes. More than enough time for her to finish reading. Is everything okay? Oh, goodness. Sorry. I know what I want to convey, but I need to find the right words. I understand. Take your time. I should name this guy Ren then. Okay. I think I know what I want to say. Hey, Jonto. Jonto? How's it going? Do you have any prior writing experience? To be honest, not really. Is it that obvious? I don't want to be rude, but I guess that might be after reading through it. Oh, so it's that bad? No! Did I just raise my voice? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yuri buries Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. Yuri seems to be incredibly introverted. It must take her a long time to warm up to new people. Don't worry about it. We all start somewhere, right? What were you saying? Not an easy text. Joan, who's best girl? Tell me now. Right. I've just noticed a few qualities consistent with newer writers that showed up in your poem. Perhaps what stands out the most is that you've tried very hard to make the structure of this poem your own. And that's okay. But if this is the first poem you've written, it might be prudent to consider more traditional structures, couplets and sonnets, haiku and the like. If you're not confident in your writing style, it'll show in your piece. Yuri, it's because of the opie, right? It's like Yuri is a totally different person once she gets going. She sounds incredibly confident and stands tall, speaking clearly. Yeah, I think she is the tallest out of all of them. Kawaii. Again, that's not your fault. I think that once you've studied poetic structures and techniques a bit more, you'll be able to put together a truly wonderful composition. I appreciate the feedback oh, damn it. First time, well, if you mean this mod, Joan, yes, ddlc. I've played it over 8,000 times. Pretty sure everybody has at this point. How about you? How much experience with the ddlc have you encountered? I appreciate the feedback, Yuri. It sounds like you're well versed in this sort of thing. Would it be okay if I took a look at what you've written? Oh goodness, of course. Please let me know what you think. I'd be thrilled to explain my process. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Yeah, you know what, the rare opportunity. This is like the easiest voice I could give her. Just so calm and quiet. It's a refresher, chat. My god. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Is this I think this might be another new poem. Oh god, cursive. Tumble. Hail falls down like discarded dust of overused emotions, dragging down blankets made of want? Made of want, I think. Slender string pieces my eyelids, barely painful, and pulls them shut, even so heavy. Oh, ever so heavy, ever so heavy. I think I've misplaced something. Is there a piece missing? You need all the pieces to fix something. Please don't look for it. There are more important things for you to do today. Tumble. Neat. I'm sorry if my writing's a bit illegible. Once my pen touches the page, I just want to get my thoughts down. It's fine, Yuri. I'm cultured enough to read cursive. Calm down. I was able to read it just fine. I wasn't thinking that at all. Are you sure? It seemed to take you a while to read it. Well, I guess I don't see cursive often. But it's really nice when I do. Your writing's actually quite pretty. Is that so? I'm glad you think so. It made your poem stand out even more as well. It's as though your handwriting fits your word choice, or vice versa. It wasn't too short, was it? I'm used to writing longer pieces, but this is the first time we're sharing. I thought it would be easier to share. That makes sense. Thank you, God. Do you mind telling me what it's about, though? I'm not sure I understand. Sorry. I didn't mean to write something confusing. Oh, it's not that. I just want to be sure I'm reading it properly. Naruhodo. I suppose from a cursory glance it might not be obvious. But part of what makes poetry magical is how you can conjure up a vivid image with your words. While on the surface it might seem a bit out there, if you look a little deeper, you might be able to find a deeper meaning hidden amongst the lines, compounded by the metaphors used. For example, the words and images in this poem aren't meant to be taken at face value. In actuality, it's supposed to represent the last remnants of something lost to the past, and the sense of plaintive longing that comes with it. Huh. That's pretty impressive when you put it that way. Oh, I wouldn't go that far. But thanks for the compliment. Hopefully during your time here, your understanding of poetry will grow, and these things will come to you naturally. I'll do my best. Thank you for sharing with me, Yuri. Of course. Alright, who am I going to share my poem to now? I choose Dorkun. No. I choose Chairkun. No. Monica. Hi, Mordecai. Hope you've been enjoying your time here. Yeah, definitely. I probably sound like a broken record by now, but everyone's been really welcoming. Hey, there's the pose. Watch where you're looking. Well, a broken record isn't so bad when it plays something so nice. I guess so. Anyway, since you're new and everything, feel free to bring up any questions or concerns you might have. It's my duty as president to make sure that everything is perfect. I'd have to say that you've been doing a good job of that already. I'm a good boy. I doubt that I'll ever have anything to complain about. Seriously, it's like, with the people in this room around you, come on. What do you have to complain about, dude? Either way, I'm open to new suggestions for the club as well. So don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. She says that, but it's going to be a bit intimidating to try to criticize Monica, of all people. I really don't think that there's going to be anything I'll need to speak up about either. One of the other girls would probably say something before I ever needed to. Natsuki definitely would. now that that's out of the way, feel like sharing your poem with me? I mean, I don't really have a choice in the matter, do I? You shouldn't be thinking like that. Yeah, I was just joking. Kinda. It's alright, Mordecai. I get that it's probably really awkward for you to share creative work when you're just a beginner. Especially since the rest of us have a bit more experience than you do. That's an understatement. Don't search up Matt Lovania. Matt Lovania, please, don't do it. Don't worry though, we're all a little embarrassed today, you know? I don't think many people out there share their poetry on a regular basis. But it's the sort of thing that you get used to pretty quickly once you get it over with. Yeah, that's true. I hand my poem over with a sigh. Don't grade me too harshly now. You'll be fine. I watch nervously as she quickly scans through my poem. Interesting poem, Mordecai. It has a very mellow, yet emotional feel to it. I didn't know that you were this in tune with your feelings, Mordecai. I can feel my cheeks growing hot at her teasing. You think? I'm not Luke at all. No need to feel so embarrassed about this. Poetry is a very personal thing, so it's not surprising to see you putting your raw emotions down on paper. Actually, you poems reminds me of something Sayori would write. Really? How so? I mean, you and Sayori are really good friends, right? It shouldn't be too far-fetched for you two to write similarly. Well, I guess you could say we used to be good friends at least. We kind of drifted apart over the years. So I guess it surprises me that we could still have things like this in common. This club is the perfect opportunity to become closer again then, don't you think? I guess so. Anyway, much like yours, Sayori's writing tends to have a gentle feel to it. She often uses her words to quietly meander through her imagination and to explore different emotions. Most of the time, I find that she addresses happiness and sadness in equal amounts, creating a bittersweet tone. Wow, that's kind of unexpected of her. Maybe she's changed more throughout the years than I thought. Hi, Kate R. That was bad. I know, right? Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy the pain of tragedy as well? I'm not tired of reading. Shut up, chat. You know, sometimes you sound like Yuri when you talk about poetry. Really? Yeah, I guess you really like it, huh? You could say that. I really like it. Oh, no. My god. Toodles, what have you done? You're causing mass destruction in a literature class like this? How dare you? How dare you? Actually, Toodles, Could you do me a favor? I can't really hear the... I had some technical difficulties at the beginning of this stream to solve, but did you hear the music that was playing there? I just need to know for science, because I can hear it through OBS. You heard it? Okay. So it's my end now. That's broken. That's like the one thing I couldn't really figure out. Anyways, how's it going, Toodles? Good to see you here. The raid sound? Yeah, the raid sound. The raid sound. Could you hear the raid sound? Because on my end, there was no music playing when there obviously should be. It's mass destruction time. No raid sound for me. Oh. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll have to fix that after this stream is done. Shit. It has been a few weeks. The GIF was there. Yeah, I saw the GIF. That was pretty cool. Yeah, but how's it going, everybody? Welcome to me playing more Doki Doki after 1,000 years. Re-upload the MP3. Oh, you mean... do I have to, like, take it out of OBS and re-upload it again? Is that what you're saying? Because all I did was, well, actually I didn't remove the source, but okay, we're getting way too technical here. But how's everybody doing today? I'm doing just fine. I'm so not tired from all this reading so far after almost 3 hours. Alright, here we go. You could say that. It'd really make me happy if you could get into poetry as well. No pressure, right? For real though, feel free to explore different things and experiment. Maybe you'll find yourself writing in a way you never would have thought you would, just like Sayori does. Yeah, I'm sure I'll end up doing a lot of different things before I settle on my own style. And it'll still take a while before I'm completely comfortable sharing my writing. That's perfectly fine. In fact, I'd probably be more surprised if you immediately started writing with your own style. Most people go through the same process that you're going through right now. Trying new things is the best way to find the kind of style that suits you, after all. Anyway, when you talk to everyone about it, naturally they'll be a bit biased toward their own kinds of styles. After all, I know I am. But don't force yourself to write in some way just because someone else wants you to. You should try to focus on what you want to do. Feel free to ask me for any help any time, though. I try to be as objective as possible when I talk to people about these topics. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Always on duty as club president. Eh? Well, let's get to reading then. Yeah. See, I feel like, yeah, Toodles. I feel like I'm that kind of guy who's silly enough, quote unquote, silly enough to do voices and all. But that just makes it all the more entertaining, so I don't really mind it at all. As long as you guys enjoy it and not have your headphones or volume all the way up for your parents to hear. Just saying. Alright. Hold on. Alright. The Boxu. Yeah, another new one. So far from the first day, Sayori's poem I think is the one that's the most normal. While Natsuki, Yuri, and Monika's poems in this mod so far, they're a little different. That's pretty pog. The box. I see, but I don't believe. A lone fingerprint, glistening on gleaming glass. Was it me? Was I always the one in the dark? I pound on the glass. My prison. Nande. Why me? The pain jolts me back. The understanding pouring down like heavy rain. Never played that game actually. I just like heavy rain. It's all a farce. My heart's on display. My life's but a script just playing away. The world out there had seemed so bright. It was so free. So many choices. So much potential. Maybe I could have had a chance. I realize now that there was never a choice. I was stuck in this box. And they, on the other side, chose for me. The secret box. So, what do you think? What do you think, chat? I don't quite know how to say it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. I definitely get a certain kind of feeling from reading your poem, but I'm not sure how to... ooh, that was Monica. Shit. Confused. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's confused about her poems. That's why I myself don't write fanfiction. I mean, what? I mean, I definitely get a certain kind of feeling from reading your poem, but I'm not sure how to put it into words. Oh, yeah. Have a nice sleep, Toodles. See ya. I can understand that. Just try to articulate it however you want. You can use metaphors outside of poetry, you know? Well, when you put it like that, I don't know. I'd say that your poem is kind of abstract? Very vague, at least. Like, I can't quite tell what exactly you're talking about, but even so, I can feel what the speaker's feeling. Yeah, I think that describes my poem pretty well. Eh? Nani? I do like my metaphors. In fact, I'm married to them. You want to see our vacation pictures? Well, you'd probably be hard-pressed to find a poem without a metaphor, actually. Yeah, they're pretty well covered in English class, at least. We're in Japan, though, so wouldn't that be Japanese class? Or no, Japanese is their English. What am I saying? The ability to convey emotions and concepts through words, describing things even the writer might never have experienced before. I find that really powerful. When you write metaphorically, it allows the reader to focus on the emotions in the poem. I guess it kind of opens it up for the reader to have their own interpretations. Oh, did I confuse it again? Fuck. It's because both of their names start with M. Shit, this was a mistake. I guess it kind of opens up for the reader to have their own interpretations. Exactly. It's fascinating when people can diverge from the creator's original intent to find their own meaning in a work of art. Yep. What was your original intent then? I think it'd be more fun if you tried to figure it out for yourself. That just makes me more curious now. Maybe I'll tell you one day. But for now, they kept it. It's been over a year, but I gotta say it again. Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, or anything for that matter, you get too fixated on a specific point. But if you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. So the best thing to do is just to force yourself to get something on the paper, and then tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your head and write whatever's in your heart. Head? I think I read that as head. Hand. Yeah, move your hand back and forth. And wait for the mayo to come out. Easier said than done. I guess what she's trying to say though, it's better to look back on your work with fresh eyes after you've gotten something down sometimes. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was surprisingly fun, albeit a bit stressful. I already knew that I wouldn't be able to write to the quality of the girls, but I tried my best. Everyone here is incredibly talented. Well, all the girls at least. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting again. Oh, this scene. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As I watch, Natsuki breezes through Yuri's poem, her eyes skipping over the words. Meanwhile, Yuri stares at the paper in her hands, smiling sadly. Natsuki quickly hands Yuri her poem back. Here, I'm done. Already? Fuck. Already? Yeah. It's like they're two different voices. Oh my god. Yeah. It's not like it was super hard to read. I'm not illiterate, you know? Huh. It was hard for me to understand, at least. I just want to make sure that you caught all the figurative language that I employed. Yeah, I did. It was fancy. Ah, thanks. However, I believe that you'd enjoy it more if you looked deeper into it. I enjoyed it plenty already. Anyway, are you finished with my poem then? Yes, yours is cute. The fuck you say? Didn't you learn anything from our conversation yesterday? Yuri looks shocked, regret seeping into her expression. Seems like both girls still hold their own prejudices, despite whatever common ground they have. How can it be cute? You're standing there thinking that I haven't read your poem, when it's really you who hasn't read my poem. It's clearly about the push and pull between giving up and trying hard. I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. Well, maybe you should look deeper into my poem, because I use that type of language on purpose. I see. But if I may give a suggestion, these more involved subject matters may be better suited to more complex diction. You did not just use the C word. The art of poetry is deeply intertwined with... Look, I know what you're trying to do, but it won't work on me. I'm sorry, but I don't quite understand. Writing in this way doesn't make you look cool or smart, okay? It just makes you look super pretentious. If you write with a thesaurus open next to you, you're just going to alienate everyone, using all these big words to make up for lack of depth. Yeah, she really is talking about the depth in the words. Exactly. Poetry isn't about impressing people, so you can just stop. Holy crap! I stare wide-eyed at Monica and Sayori, who have now also fallen silent. They stare back at me, looking unsure of what to do. I'm guessing that they don't usually have many arguments in the club. Although tensions between Natsuki and Yuri already seemed kind of high. Lack of depth? Yeah, that's right. So if I can give some suggestions now. Simasen. I appreciate the offer, but I really must ask, what makes you believe that I'll accept your advice after you've been so rude to me? Huh? Rude? That was just blunt honesty. Oh my. Do you ever consider that other people don't hold the same opinions as you? What are you trying to say? Do I really need to spell it out for you? Yeah, you do. I want to see if you're really going there. The irony. I dare you to say it. Watashi. Yuri gives a small laugh of disbelief. I must thank you, Natsuki. I've never been this angry in my life. It's actually given me the courage to speak up. Is this why you're angry all the time? Guys, we shouldn't... This doesn't involve you. Sayori, please don't rob me of my moment. Oh god, goddamn. So this is your moment to shine or something? Strange thing to take pride in, don't you think? No. Yeah. It's my moment to finally speak my mind. While I still have the strength to. Yuri? Natsuki, have you ever realized how selfish you are? Suddenly, Yuri seems to be overpowering everyone else in the room. What? Everything always needs to go your way. You always jump to conclusions and make rash decisions without regard for the consequences. And it's never your fault, is it? You don't know me. No. You don't know me either. And yet you spoke as if you knew everything about me. Quite simply, you don't. The very fact you don't think that your blunt honesty was incredibly rude just goes to show how narrow-minded you truly are. Seizing her moment, Yuri boldly carries on, disdain dripping from each word. I know it must be a difficult concept for you to understand, but the whole world doesn't revolve around you and your manga. So tell me, why should I take advice from someone who can only see their own perspective? Everyone knows it. Monica, Sayori, even Mordecai. Don't you remember how hostile you were to Mordecai when he first joined us? I wasn't being hostile. We haven't had a new member in a long time. Sorry, not sorry for keeping on my toes. And that's how I talk to everyone, not just Mordecai. Am I supposed to change my whole personality to cater to how you think I should be? If Mordecai has a problem with my jokes, he can tell me. You don't get to speak for him. Yuri closes her eyes and shakes her head, carrying on as if she didn't hear the outburst. Do you really expect a new member to be able to speak up so easily? Not everyone is as unafraid of being a brutish cretin as you. What? The rest of us were so excited to have a new member. But did that thought ever cross your mind? No. You just let your own selfish thoughts dictate your behavior. Selfish? They weren't You could have scared him off. This might have been what you wanted. But what about the rest of us? I just explained myself, for God's sake. But as per usual, you aren't listening. You know, for someone who's been ranting on about her narrow-minded, how narrow-minded I am, you're pretty intolerant yourself. There, I used a big word. Do I sound like Shakespeare yet? Am I worthy of your attention now? Fuck. I have nothing to say here. Both girls really have their claws out. Also, Monica and Sayori didn't have any issue with me yesterday. It's just you. Of course they did, Natsuki. They just didn't say anything. Monica is too responsible, and Sayori's too kind. So, why don't we ask Mordecai then, as the more unbiased specter? Fine. Mordecai, who's right? Me or Yuri? Oh, no. Truck-gun, are you outside? I want to be set guide somewhere else, please. How did I get dragged into this in the first place? I don't even know what they want me to decide on at this point. Should I just ignore all the personal stuff and just talk about their poetry? That's what started the argument, after all. But it's not like I'm a good judge of writing quality, given that I'm just a beginner. I don't think it would be fair for me to take either side either. Especially since I'm new here. Maybe I should defer to one of the club's leaders. So, of course, that's going to be... Oh, no. Oh. For a second there, I thought we couldn't choose Sayori this time. Chotamate. So, of course, that is going to be... Monica, I honestly don't know what to do in this situation. I quickly glance over to Monica. Monica nods at me and approaches the two girls. Yuri and Natsuki, this is... She clears her throat. Is it just me, or did her confident persona seem to waver a bit? This is no way to act in our club. Monica does seem sort of disoriented. She's probably not used to such confrontation. You're kind of setting a bad example. He's right there. Staring at our boobs all day. Probably really uncomfortable. Not to mention that there's really no reason for this argument to be happening. But Monica... No, I can't have this in the club. Are you kidding me? Don't you see how Yuri is treating me? She's being a massive jerk right now. There's so much reason for this argument. Excuse me, Natsuki, but it's actually your own toxic behavior that led to this. Yuri really emphasized that toxic bit. Toxic behavior? What are you talking about? Are you even listening to yourself? This is exactly why no one wants to be your... Enough! Monica seems to have gotten over herself and now looks livid. You guys are supposed to be friends, aren't you? It's so foolish how you two are acting. Don't you have any consideration for the other club members? You're even making Mordecai uncomfortable. Yuri, didn't you say yourself that you wanted to make him feel as welcome as possible? What happened to that? I didn't mean to make him feel that way. And don't forget Sayori. She always acts in everyone's best interests. While you two act like this? I wasn't trying to do anything either. I'm just being honest. Yuri is... Let me finish, Natsuki. I would ask you to please reconsider the way you're treating one another. You guys are obviously talented with your writing skills. And you both have unique aspects to your writing styles. That's what makes you guys special. To be fair, I'm obviously not good with handling situations like this, but... There's a sudden pause for a minute, and I decide to break the silence. Silence a break. I agree with Monica. Fighting will only cause everyone to split apart. And, to be honest, I really like it here. And I believe if there's any resentment held over it, just won't be the same. Both girls are speechless. Yuri is the first to speak. I'm just going to make tea. Natsuki remains silent and takes a seat, only to stare into nothingness. I slide next to Sayori. Man, I can see why she's president. Yeah, she is pretty great. Even though she doubts herself, I think she handled that pretty well. Monica seems like such a genuine, sweet girl. Hopefully I'll be able to properly get to know her during the school year. Okay everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all about sharing your poetry? I noticed that she carefully avoids mentioning the argument that just occurred. It was a lot of fun. Some moments were worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Mordecai, how about you? I actually really enjoyed myself. It seems I do like expressing myself through poetry, not just in bed, every night. A lot more than I initially thought. Everyone looks intently at me. The girl's smiling at me. It was really cool getting to see everyone's different writing styles. That's awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And hopefully you learn something from us too. So your poems will turn out even better. Yeah. I think to myself a bit as I begin to pack up. Today I managed to learn that waifus are scary. Don't mess with them. Also, their poems are nice, I guess. With any luck, I'll be able to learn more about the girls as individuals through their themes and messages. I nod to myself, turning to Sayori. Hey, Sayori, ready to walk home? Sure. Okay, see you guys tomorrow then. As we leave the club room, Sayori turns back to wave the girls. I do the same. She was happy 1 minute, and then she's all pouty again. Damn. Natsuki smiles. Smiles. Why do I keep saying smiles? It's like a southern way. I'm not southern, by the way. Natsuki smiles, then quickly looks away to act like she doesn't care. Yuri awkwardly smiles and nods. As we expected from the school idol, Monika gives a friendly grin and waves back. Sayori, about what happened earlier? Yeah? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. I remember you told me yesterday that they sometimes bicker, but are all their arguments normally that bad? I feel a little guilty as I ask her, as I know she doesn't like talking about conflicts. There's a slight dip in the cheeriness of her voice as she replies. No, not at all. Not at all. They have their differences, but it's the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. They're both wonderful people, I promise. You don't hate them or anything, do you? Oh, not at all. It's only normal for people to argue, I guess. I was just curious. After all, you know them better than I do. Sayori lets out a relieved sigh. You know, Mordecai, it's been so nice seeing you again. I didn't really think we'd get to spend much time with one another again. Yeah, tell me about it. It's been really fun hanging out with you again. I don't really know when we started drifting, or why. Guess it was just life coming between us? She nods, looking a little reflective. Still, I'm glad you let me join your club. I'm not going to lie. At first I was a bit doubtful when you told me it was about literature. But hey, I guess it just goes to show that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. She giggles, and I frown. Did I say something funny? You got that one from Natsuki, didn't you? What? Oh, right. Puns. Right, I get it. Secretly sans, yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm, yep. She did say that yesterday. Sayori might be known as a bit of an airhead, but sometimes she can really notice things that others don't. I wonder, what's it really like inside her head? You haven't changed at all, Mordecai. You always knew how to make me laugh. I blush silently. Was it silently or slightly? Slightly, not silently. I've never really known how to react to that compliment, especially when it comes from someone of the opposite sex. I'm glad I'm still able to do that. I'll be honest though, I didn't think I'd make so many new friends by joining the club. Well, they're a really nice bunch. I'm not surprised. Yeah, a pretty warm welcome. She nods contentedly. Anyway, let's see what the future holds. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow. These girls are all interesting characters, aren't they? Different personalities and a variety of writing styles. Yet they're all united under the same club. I briefly wonder how Monica found all of them. In just 2 days, I feel like I've made progress with each member. Getting to know Yuri and Natsuki. Actually getting to talk to Monica a little bit. And of course, reuniting with an old friend. I never would have guessed this would all come from joining the club. But hey, I'm not complaining. Practically have a harem now at my own school. This is alright. Let's just hope my writing improves over time so I can write poems to a standard more like theirs. Speaking of which, there's work to be done tonight. Let's do this. I need this as a GIF, please. For a new weight screen. Oh my god. So that's day 2 done, right chat? My oh my oh my. Okay. Okay, well, I can probably keep going for until 6. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish the 3rd day this session, but yeah, so far from what I've experienced, it's pretty much the sequence of events. We did get 2 new characters, but we haven't seen them in a in a hot minute. But yeah, it's still pretty cute. I like how whoever made this mod went above and beyond with the writing. It's like pretty much using the original writing as a base, but just kind of adjusting it a little bit. And it's neat. Alright. Let's just do the same thing as last time. This time counterclockwise. Boom, baby. Okay. Day 3. Just a few days ago, I never would have thought that I'd look forward to an extracurricular activity so much. But here I am, back for another club meeting, and anticipating new antics from everybody. The usual scene awaits me as I step into the club room. Hi, Mordecai. Hey, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all. Is that so? Well, it's nice to see you so cheery. Well, it's nice to see you so cheery. Anyway, what's new? Oh, I've got some exciting news. Eh? Nani? Did you know that the student store sells that new brand of strawberry milk now? I saw when I passed by on my way here. Ah, I should have known better than to expect actual news from Sayori. Huh. I don't think I've tried that yet. I don't know. Strawberry milk is usually too sweet for me. But it goes great with melon bread. Never had melon bread. Sayori, you could eat a packet of raw sugar and you still say it's not sweet enough. Hey, that's an exaggeration. Seriously though, it goes really well with bread. The milk is sweet, but it still has that unique tart strawberry flavor that's eased by the richness of the milk. And when you pair that with fresh bread, the sweetness is spread out even more so that it has just the right amount of flavor. What the? Gordon Ramsay exists in this universe? Nani? The fuck? What? Okay. Someone's a Hell's Kitchen fan. Wow. When did you become Gordon Ramsay? I'm a food expert, so you should trust me on this. I mean, given how many snacks you eat every day, I don't doubt that you know your food well. I'm gonna take that as a compliment, you meanie. So, I'm a meanie for giving her a compliment? Anyway, aren't you hungry? Now? Talking about food always makes me hungry. Now that you mention it, maybe a little. Great, let's go to the student store and buy snacks together then. Now I see what she's playing at. I raise an eyebrow, and Sayori notices. Mordecai? Why are you looking at me like that? Well, Sayori, first of all, I'm not Kara. Second of all, I have a nagging suspicion that you're only trying to convince me to come because you don't have any money. And you just want me to buy you a snack. What? I would never do that. Oh, really? Then let's see your purse. Huh? Your purse. Let's see it. Sayori laughs awkwardly as she pulls out her purse. She opens with it and dumps its contents onto the desks. 2 small coins fall out. This little ruse might have actually worked had Sayori not pulled it on me numerous times when we were younger. The amount of times she managed to trick me into buying her another ice cream. I guess some things never change. Nice try, Sayori. No fair. How did you know? Now, wouldn't you like to know? Let's just call it Detective Conan. In response, she sticks her tongue out at me. Typical. Yuri suddenly giggles. Huh? I didn't notice she was eavesdropping. Looking over in her direction, I catch her peeking over the top of a book. I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book. Yuri! Tell Mordecai to let me borrow some money. That's none of my business, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. It's shameful to manipulate people into doing or buying things for you. Wow, isn't that a little harsh? I'm only messing around with Sayori after all. Did I just... I didn't mean that. That came out much harsher than I intended. Sorry, I just... well... Yuri blushes in embarrassment, looking away from us while playing with a strand of her hair. Quiet as hell. I apologize for how I've been acting lately. It looks like she still might be a bit ashamed of how she acted yesterday. You know, it's okay to be honest sometimes. You shouldn't always keep things that bother you to yourself. There's no way you could think that after... Oh, you were right though. I shouldn't trick people into buying me things. Funny how your 10-year-old self didn't see it that way. Yuri lets out a small laugh, covering her mouth with her hand. Even the way she laughs is so shy and proper. Is this mischievous behavior something Sayori used to display as a child then? Oh, yeah. Although back then I fell for it, time and time again. You wouldn't believe how much candy Sayori managed to con me out of. Don't make me out to be so sneaky, Mordecai. Although those candies were so good. I'm surprised, Sayori. Coming from you, I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? Did somebody say metaphor? I mean, what's going on here? Oh, nothing much. Just bullying Sayori, as usual. Oh? Yeah. She tried to trick me into buying her a snack. Hey, that's not true. Monica smiles wryly and turns to me. I'm assuming this isn't the first time? Well, you'd be right. We all share a little chuckle at that. Well, everyone except Sayori does. Hey, you guys are being really mean. Okay, we're sorry. But you did bring this upon yourself. Yeah, I know. But in my defense, I am really hungry. Well, Natsuki chimes in. If you're really that hungry, you can have this if you want. She offers a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori immediately snatches it out of her hands. Oh, thank you for not throwing this at me at my head this time. Sayori hugs the cookie. Oh, jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah? Why do you think I gave you that one? Jesus. Oh, fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki. Then enjoys herself. Jeez. I get it. Cookie is still in hand. Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Yeah, get it, cookie? Yeah, cookie. Right, cookie. Oi! Did you really just do that? Mouth full, Sayori yeets off the screen. Yuri, Monica, and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori to quit taking my stuff? Sayori, you know you shouldn't do something like that without permission. Monica scolds Sayori. I know. Sumimasen, Natsuki-chan. But it was so good. Oi! Everyone but Natsuki chuckles. She's Knuckles. These things happen a lot. Monica? A little bit too much, to be honest. Don't worry, it's all in good fun. Good fun is teasing each other from time to time, not stealing food. Oh, calm down. It's no big deal. Natsuki pouts in her seat. Everyone calms down and quickly returns to their normal activities. Sayori has already managed to finish the entire cookie. Meanwhile, Natsuki gets up and heads for the closet, and Yuri is already lost in her book. Mordecai! She suddenly comes up to me. I need to get some stuff from another classroom. Can you come with me? Stuff? What stuff? Oh, you know. Adult stuff. Like the festival, for the festival? Around the corner? It's coming up, right? Yeah? Monica's gonna make some posters to advertise it. So we'll need to get some crayons and markers and glue sticks. That kind of stuff. Alright. So there's no stables right across from our street, right? Okay. Yeah, I'll come with you. Yay. We'll be back real soon, Monica. You seem quite excited about this, Sayori. Of course. It's so much fun exploring empty classrooms. Isn't that right, Mordecai? Listen. Whatever you do in an empty classroom, you just do you. That's all I'm saying, and I can't believe I got Sayori twice in a row. Pog. Monica laughs and nods at us. Okay, just don't forget the poster paper. I won't. Ready, Mordecai? Uh-huh. Let's go. Sayori and I instant transmission out of the classroom. I follow behind as she hums and skips around the hallway. Honestly, it feels like I'm taking a kid to the mall or something. Sayori finds pleasure in the simplest things sometimes. Everything is like an adventure to her. Hey, Sayori, what exactly are we doing for the festival anyway? I'm not sure how you would make an event out of literature. Monica and I have it all planned out. Don't you worry. Is that so? Yep. We're gonna do a poetry performance. A performance? Of what kind? Well, everyone is gonna take turns on stage and recite their favorite poems. Ah. That sounds... well, not exactly boring, but will people be that interested? Mordecai, you're not thinking about you're not thinking about running away, are you? You're not thinking about it the right way at all. It's not just about reading poems. It's about performing them. Like, you say the lines of the poem like, "Between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends have I summoned this joy? For now, when I look in every direction, the one prosperous field before me is but a barren wasteland." Like that. Wow, Sayori. I had no idea you had that in you. Did we ever have the strawberry milk or not? Huh? What do you mean? I've just never heard you talk like that before. No, it's not a bad thing. It was really good. It was just big contrast from your bubbly self. I'm sure Yuri or Monica would really appreciate it too. I've been working super hard on that poem, so it's good to know you liked it. I'm excited for the festival. Not just because we'll get to eat loads of stuff, like Natsuki said. Hey, Nini. No, not just because of that. Although that is part of it. Hey, Mordecai, this classroom here is empty. Did we really move? I think we'll find what we need in here. Let's start our mission. Strange choice of words for someone who going into a classroom to get art supplies. But hey, that's Sayori in a nutshell. Living in her own little world. Her childlike enthusiasm is infectious, and brings about a special feeling I forgot I had in me. Some kind of innocent sense of wonder, where even the most mundane tasks are quests, and walking down the classroom is a magical journey. The two of us enter the classroom. Assassination classroom. Sayori heads straight to the closet, and I follow. Let's see what we have in here. Crayons! Sayori pulls a box full of crayons off the shelf. They're the best brand too. They're kind of dirty though. Sayori starts pulling various crayons out of the box, reading the color names. Alright, that's one down. Don't get distracted. We still need to find... Wait, I'm looking for my favorite color. Fine. Can you move over so that I can look for the poster paper? Ah, I dropped one by accident. Audible smack. Yeah! Sayori bends over and smacks her forehead right into the shelf. She falls to the floor, and the crayons spill all over her lap. Ow! Sayori, daijoubu. Oh, my forehead. Sayori clutches her forehead. In her forehead-like area. What happened? Did you cut it? Is it bruised or... No, nothing like that. I think I just bumped it. Jeez, Sayori. You really had me worried for a second there. I can't help but let out a chuckle. This is such a typical thing to happen to Sayori. It's almost like she's got clumsy written across her forehead. Which, fittingly enough, is where she's hurt herself. Hey, why are you laughing, you meanie? Sorry. I'm not laughing at you or anything. It's just the box of crayons is funny. You get it? No? Okay, that's... Yeah, it's from an off-brand anime stuff. Don't worry about it. It's just, this is so typical of you. What's that meant to mean? Nothing. Let me see your forehead. Since Sayori is sitting on the floor, I grab her by the waist and pull her out of the closet. You have to move your hands, Sayori. But it hurts. Okay. I'll be gentle, I promise. It won't hurt. Sayori slowly releases her hands from her forehead. I gently brush her bangs to the side. Ow! Sorry. There's a huge red mark on the center of her forehead. The bump is starting to form as well. Don't worry. It's not that bad. But it really hurts. Her whimpering triggers a really strong protective instinct I didn't know I had. Hey, I'll get you some ice. I'll keep the swelling down, and it should relieve a bit of the pain. Just stay here, okay? I'll be back as soon as I can. Actually, where would I find some ice? Think, Mordecai, think. I got it! A cold drink should do the trick. Are you sure? You don't have to... I think I make a... a great unicorn. Even wincing from the pain, Sayori makes a silly joke. I'm sure you make a great unicorn. But I think I prefer you as a human, as a ningen. Unicorns are so cool though. Anyway, I'll be right back, okay? Okay. I pat Sayori on the shoulder, gave her a there, and run out into the hallway. I locate the nearest vending machine. What should I get? I guess it doesn't really matter because she won't be drinking it. But I know Sayori likes apple juice, so I purchased that one. Damn, you got apple juice in your vending machines at your school? Look at you. In just a moment, I'm already returning to the classroom where I left Sayori. She has one palm on her forehead and is using the other hand to clumsily scoop crayons back into the box. At least they were already in the wrong spots before I spilled them. Here you go. I hand Sayori the bottle of apple juice. It's nice and cold. Sayori opens the cap and starts drinking from it. Sayori, what are you doing? It's for your forehead, babaka. Sorry, I forgot. How hard did you hit your head? Sayori places the bottle against the bump on her head. Immediately her laughter subsides, replaced by a gasp of pain. It stings. I know, I'm sorry. It'll feel better soon though, I promise. Looks like you cleaned up most of the crayons, so that's good. Hey, Mordecai? This kind of reminds you of growing up, doesn't it? Huh? What do you mean? You know how we used to play outside all the time? I would always try to keep up with you. You were kind of oblivious in some ways. Like I usually fell behind or had trouble climbing on the things you did. But sometimes when I tried to do things I couldn't, I would get myself hurt. I'd fall and scrape myself or get a bump. I would start crying really hard, and you would rush over as quick as you could. You would try really hard to get me to stop crying. It was almost like you blamed yourself and were afraid of getting in trouble if someone found out. Even though it really wasn't your fault at all, you know? I remember. You were always so clumsy. And I guess not much has changed. Hey, I did this deliberately, you know? I raised an eyebrow. I've always wanted to be a unicorn. That has to be perhaps the least believable excuse I've heard in a while. You don't like My Little Pony? Okay. I guess I've never really been on the graceful side. I did always feel bad whenever you got hurt when we played together. Looking back, I should have been more mindful of what you could and couldn't do. I guess it's the same here. If I hadn't rushed you out of the closet, you probably wouldn't have hurt yourself. My mother was right. She'd scold me after you got hurt, always telling me I had to be more careful around you. Downstairs is very kawaii right now. Mordecai, don't feel bad about it. It's my own fault for being so clumsy. Besides, even if I got hurt, those times are still my favorite memories of us. It also made me realize how thoughtful you are. Huh? I wasn't thoughtful at all. I just got you hurt. No, that's not what I mean. You're always looking out for me. Even after all these years, you always rush to help me. No matter what the situation, you're always there to reassure me and make me feel safe. I don't really do this kind of thing all of the time. It's just around you. It feels natural, I guess. I just do it subconsciously. Before I even know it, I'm treating you like that. Guess it's what happens when you've been friends for so long. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I'm really grateful we're friends, Mordecai. I'll admit, I kinda missed you over the years. We used to hang out a lot. I was surprised when you approached me the other day. I wasn't really sure what to make of it. All at first. But as we got to hang out in the club, share poems and walk home, I realized that nothing has really changed. Do you think we'll be like this forever, Mordecai? Oh, baby. As much as I want to say yes, there's no telling how life will be for us during college. Or even afterwards. Still, I can be positive though. I sure hope so, Sayori. It's been this long already, right? I can't imagine you ever changing. So my hopes are up. We haven't really talked in years. Then when we do, it's just like nothing's really changed. I think I read somewhere that that's a sign of a friendship that's built to last. So, here's hoping. I hope so too. I'm so happy. Sayori has a whimsical expression in her eyes. We remain silent for a moment. Who'd have guessed that such a simple action to get some crayons would have resulted in such a heartfelt moment? Then again, with Sayori, it's impossible to tell. Anyway, I guess we should go back. I don't want to worry Monica, you know? Oh, good luck with that. She's gonna see your forehead either way. Not if I hide it under my bangs. And clicking on the thigh moment is over. Sayori hops to her feet. She clutches her forehead again. Sayori, don't stand up so fast after hurting yourself. Ew. Sorry. Well, I guess it's too late now. Anyway, let's just go. I follow Sayori out of the classroom. Sayori plays with her bangs to try to hide the bump, but without much success. In a moment, we make it back to the club room. Ah, you're back. Good timing. I was just about ready to start with sharing our poems. Eh? Sayori, your forehead. I was playing with the crayons and smacked my forehead into the shelf. Daijoubu, Sayori-chan. Yeah, I'm fine. Mordecai got me a nice cold drink. Right. Okay. Glad you're okay, Sayori. Did you get everything we needed? Uh-huh. I have it right. Eh? Sayori frantically glances around herself. I forgot all of the stuff. Calm down, Sayori. I have it all right here. I'm the pack mule. It's alright. I found the poster paper too. Sounds like you ended up doing all the work, Mordecai. Well, Sayori... I failed to come up with an excuse for Sayori. I made it an adventure. Yeah, that. Okay. In any case, good work. I'll start working on the posters tonight. Thanks, you two. Okay, everyone. Are you ready to share your poems? Guess I should grab mine. After making sure the crayon box is closed tightly, I return to my seat. Oh man. Yeah. Alright, well. I think after that nice romantic scene between Sayori and I think that'll make for a decent stopping point for today's chat. So far, not too bad. I mean, I think the most original thing is the writing and the 2 new characters that we saw a few hours ago. But so far I'm still pretty cute. It's nice and refreshing to be back in the ddlc universe again. And I'll probably play this again because, yeah, other than the 2 new characters and the writing being slightly different, pretty much the sequence of events is pretty much the same. But I think, if I remember correctly, I think the second half is where more of the original content comes in. So I'll probably play this mod again for next Friday, probably, and see where we go from there. But so far I think my guy, Mordecai, the simp, wants to go with Sayori for this route, and I don't really mind that at all. Sayori is practically like the second best girl for me. Monica, Sayori, Yuri, then Natsuki. Quick list from FMB Bob. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed. Follow me wherever. Social media is right there. Follow me somewhere. Tune into my stuff. Support helps a lot. And yes, see you all hopefully tomorrow for some Mario Maker action. See ya, Bounty Alchemists.